Hi guys, welcome. My name's Amanda. I'm a cruise ship employment specialist. I worked on cruise ships for 10 years and then went into cruise ship employment and recruitment services for another 5 years. And now I operate Get a Life at Sea, where I help you get paid to travel the world. Today we're going to be talking about contract lengths and vacation time, or leave time as it's known on cruise ships, in this episode. So let's get started. So number one, contract lengths. Generally speaking, for most cruise ship positions on board, you're going to be on board for about a 6-month duration. Now, there are some positions that are on for 8 months and even up to 10 months, but generally speaking, again, most contracts are going to be 6 months in duration. Now, there are some supervisory and managerial and officer level positions, and those are 4 months in duration, generally speaking, but again, most positions 6 months in duration. There are very, very few as well seasonal positions with some cruise lines, and those include positions that are anywhere from 2 to 12 weeks in duration. Generally speaking, those are things like youth activity staff, lifeguarding, and youth security personnel. So, but generally speaking, not too many seasonal roles, so 6 months, that's what you should bank on. So with regards to your leave, that's the time in between your contract. You're going to be off the ship, generally speaking, for about 2 months, which is about 8 to 10-ish weeks. Now, if you would like to shorten your leave, most companies are more than happy for you to do that. Or if you would like to lengthen your leave by a few weeks, that's usually okay as well. What you do need to remember is that most companies, if you want to say take a long leave in between contracts, you want to remember that most companies will require you to take no more than a year in between contracts, because at that point they may require that you actually re-interview for your position. So the max that you kind of want to push it in between contracts is probably about 10 or so months before you want to start thinking about potentially having to reapply. Okay? But what will happen with most companies is you'll be on board for your first contract, and then based upon your evaluations, in most cases, I'm sure your evaluation will be great if you're working on board. You will just be automatically scheduled for your next contract after your 8 to 10 week leave in the middle. And you will be sent home to the place in which you joined the ship from. So wherever you flew to the ship from is where they'll most likely return you to, unless you've actually moved and have a new mailing address, in which case you'd have to let the onboard crew office know, and then they could change your flights to potentially fly to a new home area, if that's what you've done. So what we want to also talk about is extensions, because I have had some questions as well about how to extend your contract. A lot of people want to, work on for as long as possible to make and save the most money possible. So how you actually go about extending your contract if you want, so say you're on board for a 6-month contract and you want to extend for a month or two, what I recommend is wait to make that decision until you're about 3 to 5 months in, and then go to your onboard manager and request the extension, or they may require you to go to the onboard HR manager to request the extension. I do warn most people, a lot of people get on board in the second or third month, they want to make the extension. You're still pretty high energy at that point in your contract. So I do warn people about jumping the gun when it comes to extending your contract, because usually most people by about month 5 or 6, you're running out of energy a little bit because you are working 7 days a week. So, definitely wait as long as possible before making that decision if you are wanting to extend. Right? So I hope this information has been useful to you regarding contract lengths and vacation or leave time, and also how to extend if you so wish on board. If you have more questions for me, feel free to contact me direct through my website at getalifeatsea.com. If you haven't already taken my free Are You Ready for a Life at Sea quiz, please do so at www.getalifeatsea/cruise ship quiz, and check out all my other platforms. I'm on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I'm on Periscope, so follow me if you don't already, and I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, LinkedIn. I'm everywhere under Get a Life at Sea. And I so thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.